stanza 3, third one.
Durlabham trayamevaitad devanugraha hetukam manusyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayah.
The importance of Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana is being emphasized. Having been born as a human being, the first and foremost duty of every human being is to gain the knowledge of oneself. Shastra does recommend many duties. Duties need to be discharged. If they are not discharged, one has got a guilty conscience. But at the same time, one has got a duty towards oneself as the human being, because having been born as a human being, there is something which can be accomplished only in human life, which is not possible in any other embodiment. And if we let go this chance without accomplishing it, we have to wait for the next human birth, when it is going to come. Bhagwan ko bhi pata nahi hoga. So we don't know. That is there. That's why he says, you have got human embodiment or not? Anybody has got doubt about it? No doubt about it. So we have got human embodiment, and you have got that capacity to inquire into Vedanta or not, otherwise you won't come here. The very fact that you are sitting here means you have got the capacity to take to the inquiry. That is what is called, that is a Narajanma, again Pustvam. Having got all these, if one doesn't put forth effort to gain the knowledge, there cannot be greater fool than such a person. Let us see what Shankaracharya has to say. Katham-chit durlabham narajanma labdhva. Labdhva, having got. What? Narajanma. Narajanma is human birth. How did you get it? Don't ask all those things. Katham-chit. We are not bothered about how we have got the human embodiment. We have no doubt that we have got human embodiment. So therefore, labdhva katham chit narajanma. And what type of janma it is? Durlabham. Difficult to gain. Why difficult to gain? Because we have seen How many species are there in the entire creation? Only 84 lakhs. Only 84 lakhs. All the bugs on your palm, all which can be seen only under the microscope, also are in the species as such. So in that, to get the human embodiment is very difficult. It needs a specific type of mixture of papa and punya. If that means predominant papa, one goes to heavenly embodiment. Predominant punya, one goes to heavenly embodiment. Predominant papa goes to hellish or tree, animals, etc., such embodiment. So here a mishra karma, a mixed karma phala, papa, punya gives rise to the human embodiment, and therefore it is something which is rare, durlabham. Tatrapi punsvam, not simply having got the human embodiment, there also punsvam, that manliness, that capacity to inquire, see the pros and cons, not to take the things for granted. See, if you have not got anything worthwhile from Vedanta, which is not possible, you are bound to get it, at least this much will be there. You will have an analytical mind, a mind that doesn't take the things for granted. So that capacity is bound to be there, because Vedanta doesn't take the things for granted. It just analyzes. So there is a tatrapi pusvam shruti paradarshanam, study of some shruti. Shruti here is Vedas. Vedas need not be Vedas, but certain things which prompt us to take to the pursuit of adhyatmic life, or the pursuit of higher quest in life, to know what is me, what is Ishvara, who is Ishvara, and what is the Jagat. So Shruti Paradarshanam. In spite of all this, means in spite of such accomplishment, Yahatu, having got all this, Yaha, Atma Muktyai Nayateta Mudhadihi. Yahatu Mudhadihi. Mudhadihi means aviveki, the person who lacks discrimination. It says, Yahatu Atma Muktyai Nayateta. Some alternate reading is there, Atma Muktau, but Atma Muktyai is correct grammatically. So Atma Muktyai Nayateta Mudhadihi, the one aviveki who doesn't strive for to gain the Atma Mukti, freedom from samsara, one who doesn't put forth efforts to gain the moksha. He says, such a aviveki, he is who? Atmaha. Atmaha. You know who is Atmaha? A suicide. A suicide. He is a suicide. Who is a suicide? One who commits suicide is the one who does something which is totally detrimental to oneself. Atmahatya, you say? Atmahatya or Atmaha, this Atma is not Satchidananda Atma. Satchidananda Atma cannot be destroyed. This Atma is oneself as the individual. So oneself as individual. So such a person, Atmaha, a suicide. A person who commits suicide is the one who does something which is totally detrimental to oneself. In fact, generally, who commits suicide? One who has got grave problem or something, grave pain or some disease or something, and the person thinks there is no solution. If suppose somebody wants to commit suicide, and if you just out of compassion you find out what the cause is and offer him total remedy, will he do that? No. Nobody wants to die. But he thinks that some problem is there and the only solution is to end the life. That is not so. If suicide is committed, you know, the person who commits the suicide has to undergo such torture. If he knows earlier, nobody will dare to commit suicide. One Satya Sai Baba said, These people, if only they know what happens after suicide, they will never dare to commit suicide. Do you know what happens? Our embodiment is governed by prarabdha karma. How much lifespan everyone has got, do you know? It is programmed. When the person takes the birth, it is programmed, and that program is not in terms of years. It is in terms of so many number of breaths. So many number of breaths. Natural death means what? That is over. And it is such a way, when this embodiment gets over, the person takes the next embodiment, yatha karma, yatha shrutam, in accordance with the karma phalas and the upasana phala. If by any misuse of intellect a person commits the suicide, you know what has happened? Present embodiment has got destroyed. As per the law of karma, next embodiment is not ready. It is just like you vacate the tenement without other house getting ready. Where will they be? Footpath. Whatever existing house you have vacated, and the next one is not yet ready. So that is no like that. Present embodiment has gone is a very torturous condition. Even otherwise also. After death, if no embodiment is taken, it is a torturous condition. Do you know why? Hunger, thirst, all these are there, but the physical body is not there to satiate it. Something. That's why you see, our culture, Shraddha is done. There is a purpose behind that. It is not somebody's brainwave, it is a Vedika karma. See, it is like this. If a Punyatma is there, after the death, soon he gains the next embodiment. Suppose it is not so, Papa is more, they say it takes about 400 to 500 years to take the next embodiment. And till then, the person has to suffer. Shraddha has got certain mantras, being a ritual, invoking the day, that means the Ishvara can give some solace. One may ask, how are we to know whether the departed person has got the embodiment or not? We have no means to know. That's why Shastra says, you do it as your duty. Whether the departed person needs it or not, it is none of your concern. Having done as the duty, you are going to get the result out of that. You will get the results. It is not going to go with. Suppose if he needs it, certainly it is useful. So that way it is there. So that means the embodiment, if it is not there, it is a very torturous condition. So that way, now here, if it is suicide, means even the present embodiment which you are supposed to continue for a certain period of time has gone, next is not at all ready, is a very, very pitiable condition. So means a suicide is the one who does something thoughtlessly which is detrimental to oneself. So from that standpoint, Atmaha, and what does he do? Swam asadgrahat vinihanti. Swam, oneself, asadgraha, graha means not planet here, by clinging attachment to that which is asat, which is not real. Thing, you see, what would you like to have in life? Is it not something which gives happiness, contentment, peace, health, etc.? If you take to something which gives the contrary result, that is what you have taken to asat graha. So that means the case, viniyanti asat grahat. because of interest in those things wherein it is not supposed to be there. So that being the case, there cannot be a greater fool than one who doesn't take care of his one's own interest by gaining the Atma Jnana. Continuing.
Ita konvasti mudhatma yastu swarte pramadyati durlabham manusham deham prapya tatrapi paurusham itah konvasti mudhatma yastu swarte pramadyati durlabham manusham deham prapya tatrapi paurusham.
Yaha tu swarte pramadyati. The person who is pramadyati is inadvertent. Pramada, mistake, inadvertency. One who is indifferent. Pramadyati, one who is indifferent, neglects the real goal of life, is regardless of the true goal of life. The person who is indifferent about what? Swartha. Be careful. Swartha means here not selfishness. Swasya artha. One's own artha. What is artha? Artha is purushartha. You should know how this word artha has come. Generally, what is artha? At least you are aware. Artha Mantri. Who is Artha Mantri? Finance Minister. Artha means wealth, etc. Artha. Now, it is not that. That also how it has come, you say. Arthyate, prarthyate iti artha. That which is sought means we eagerly try to acquire what? That is what is sarth. Are you aware of the other word anartha? Ayo, anartha. Anartha generally we use in the sense of calamity, etc. But actually, na arthyate iti anartha. That which you never seek. Do you ever seek sorrow? As a chain, look here. All the time you are, you want joy, joy, joy. Like a chutney in between, it will sorrow also. Why not? Anybody? No. Nobody wants the sorrow. Narthyate, never it is sought. So that was narthyate. So that is anartha. Arthyate, prarthyate, iti artha. So what are the arthas? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Artha, securities. Your all finance, etc., everything comes there. Kama, desires. Then dharma, punya. Moksha, finally you see. Swa artha, the ultimate artha is, purushartha is moksha, the liberation, freedom from this limited existence. So the one who is, says, who is totally indifferent about this one's own highest goal of life, see, itaha, other than this, kaha mudhat konu asti mudhatma. Konu asti mudhatma. Is there a greater aviveki fool than the person who is indifferent towards one's own final good in life? And that also when durlabham manusham deham prapya, having got the human embodiment which is very, very difficult to gain. He has already got it. There is no doubt about it. And there also, tatrapi paurusham. Tatrapi paurusham. There also, that manliness, that capacity to accomplish something great in life. In spite of that, if one doesn't take to gain the knowledge of oneself, there can't be greater fool than that. The word Atmaha, the suicide, had come here just by the by. The context of euthanasia. You know euthanasia, mercy killing. They say it is what? Gentle and slow death. Relevance is a big topic in the West. I think it is in India also it has come now. Only based on ignorance of law of karma. And because of one doesn't know the law of karma. This silent killing or that is mercy killing means you are meddling with prarabdha. You are meddling with the prarabdha. When meddling with the prarabdha means what happened? Next embodiment is not yet ready. Present embodiment is ended. One may say, no, no, no. We don't accept the law of karma. Listen. Any law doesn't depend on the acceptance or the rejection of any person. As a country, there are many laws. A citizen must always abide by the law to safeguard one's own interest. I don't care for that. You need not. There is a punishment for that. You can't also say, I don't know. You can't plead innocence. Suppose, say for example, a peasant who is illiterate committed a crime. He can't say, I'm illiterate, I don't know. You are a citizen, you are bound to know. You are supposed to know it. So like that, whether one accepts the law of karma or not, law is a law. The person who is a little viveki should know the laws and safeguard one's interest in such a way that one doesn't come to harm. So that is not a this thing, because it is something going against the prarabdha. It is not desirable at all. Now, what is ascertained? We must gain the Atma Jnana. We should know our true nature. What shall we do? Shall we take to some Parayana? Gita Parayana? And what is that? Narayaniyam. Narayaniyam Parayana or Jnaneshwari Parayana, Bhagavat Parayana. What will we do? Okay? Or some yagas, Atirudra Mahayaga. Shall we take to? So that is it. What will give us moksha? Let us say. First he says, what will not give moksha? let us know what will not give moksha. Then what will give moksha will be seen.
Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi vadantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi.
Vadantu shastrani. Alternate reading is Pathantu shastrani. Let one recite the shastras. Let one speak on Shastras. So, patantu vadantu Shastrani, yajantu devan. Let one take to sacrifices, invoking deities, devan, deities. See, the devas and Ishvara, the distinction must be clear. Parameshwara, Ishvara Tattva. Ishvara means we don't mean Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, not one of the Trinity. The Parameshwara, the creator principle. Srishtikarta is one. But Devatas are many, not many, they are innumerable. Just as the chief of the country is one, but there are many ministers, governors, etc. So it is like that only, sir. Parameshwara Tattva is one. Generally, some alien religions accuse us. So you have got how many? So you have got so many gods. This is all not knowing what is Parameshwara Tattva, and the cheap translation of word Devata as God. Ishvara also is God, Devata also is God. Devata word cannot be translated as God. It has to be presiding deity, Adhisthana Devata, a functionary. For example, Agni is the one who is in charge of what is called as energy. Varuna Devata, hydraulic engineer of cosmos. So, Yamaraja, clearing agent. So, like this, they have got departments. But who is the boss? Parameshwara. See, if you have got some work at Delhi, there are different ministers are there. For a specific work, you have to go to a specific minister handling that department. Is it not? But there is other way also. If you have got the means and the capacity, straight away you can go to Prime Minister. Under him all departments come. You need not go to the individual minister. Like that, Devatas are departmental heads. Whereas Parameshwara is chief of all. So that means the case. Invoking Devata, you should be very careful to follow the norms of sacrifice, etc. Parameshwara, you know what is that? He says only bhava and not by here. There is one Rama Gita, Rama Gita. Many Gitas are there. Rama Gita is the Adhyatmic teaching there is one what is called as Rama Gita. It is Adhyatmic teaching by Lord Rama to Lakshmana. It is found in Adhyatma Ramayana. It is not in the Valmiki Ramayana. Adhyatma Ramayana. Adhyatma Ramayana is such a text. Entire Ramayana is nothing but Vedanta only. Even when Hanuman goes in the Ravana's court for the first time, he administers the dose of Vedanta to him. Everything is in terms of Vedanta only. That is there. It was in the Vanavasa, they were nearing Lanka. At that time, Lord Rama imparts this knowledge to Lakshmana, what is called as Rama Gita. So therefore, there Lord Rama says, Shraddha Bhuk Aham Ishwaraha. Lord Rama says, in the Rama Gita, he says, me, Parameshwara, you know who is he? Do you know what is my food? Shraddha Bhuk. Shraddha, that devotion, that is my food. He doesn't care for external paraphernalia, nor can anyone fool him. He knows inside what is there as such. So therefore, Shraddha Bhuk Aham Ishwaraha. So that is it. So therefore I say, so here, Yajantu Devan, therefore says, that one do is invoking Ishvara is easier than invoking the deities. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita also I said, those who seek me will certainly gain me. Those who seek the deities will get specific result that they are entitled to confer. That's all, not more than that. So yajantu devan, kurvantu karmani, bhajantu devataha. Kurvantu karmani, let them do all types of karmas. All types of karmas, that is means all the rituals, etc., as enjoined by the Shastras only. Bhajantu devataha, also adore, worship the devatas. Two ways are there. Worshipping devatas two ways. One in the Vedic way. In Vedic way what you do? You invoke them in terms of sacrifices, etc. Japa also all there. Puranic did this thing, devata, etc., by worship. That way, in either way, let one do. Then, will this not confer moksha on us? No. One thing, that doesn't mean these are useless. Their role will be told afterward. But these, what is that? Shastradhyana, devatayajana, karmanusthana, devata bhajana, these will confer some result which can be indirectly helpful to us, but themselves cannot confer moksha. How can moksha be gained? You say, Atmaikya bodhena vina vimukti brahma shatantarepi na siddhyati. Vina, without this. What is that? Atmaikya bodhena vina. Other than Atmaikya bodha. Bodha, knowledge of identity between Atma, me, I, and Brahma. Direct discovery that me, Atma, is none other than the Sarvavyapi Brahma Tattva. Not simply borrowed statements from the Shastra. Direct cognition, what is called as Sakshatkara, will be described later as we proceed step by step. So therefore, the Atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi visheshena mukti, total freedom from samsara. He says, Brahma shatantarepi na siddhyati. One may say, look, this study of Shastras or performance, sacrifice, or karmanushtana, do you know how many years I am doing? So many decades I am doing. Should I not get result or not? Once it happened, a devotee approached Satya Sai Baba. Says, Bhagavan, last 30 years I am doing sadhana, but no result. That sadhaka thought he will get appreciation. In Kali Yuga, last 30 years you are doing sadhana, there was no appreciation at all. Coolly asked, what sadhana were you doing? Then he thought, perhaps he doesn't know what sadhana I am doing. That's why he is so cool. No, Bhagavan, I was doing japa for 30 years. Acha, you are doing japa. He said, what japa were you doing? Then he thought, he doesn't know what japa I was doing. I was doing Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. He asked, do you know the meaning of it? Of course. What is the meaning? I am Shiva. Satya Sai Baba asked, Then how Parvati is related to you? Shantam papam, shantam papam, shantam papam. Doesn't know what Shiva is. He could have given answer. If I am Shiva, Parvati is who? Prakriti. The creative power. And me is who? Purusha. Don't think here Purusha is not a man or woman here. Every individual, whether man or woman or animal or any living being, is Purusha Tattva. What is Purusha Tattva? The principle of chaitanya, the pure awareness principle, pure consciousness principle. Other than that, rest everything is nothing but Prakriti and Prakriti alone. A nice example is there to this. Do you know what is that? All are Stri only. Whether Mr. or Mrs. or Miss, all are Stri only. Feminine principle only. Do you know? It is like this. Suppose a drama is enacted in the women's college or girls' high school. And there are many characters in the drama. There are male characters also in the drama. Fine. Now, who are these male characters? Girls or ladies dressed in male's dress, is it not? Like that, man also is female. You know how it is? How is female? The embodiment that one wields, whether feminine or masculine, is made up of Panchamahabhutas. Panchamahabhutas represents the feminine principle, Prakriti Tattva, the Parvati Tattva, Maya Tattva. Purusha is only one and the same. So like that, so how many years you do is not the criterion. Why so? Because the problem is of ignorance. We are suffering the samsara not because of anything else. We know not our true nature. A problem of ignorance can be solved only by knowledge. No other remedy can be there. That is why I say, Atmaika bodhena vina vimukti. He says, however long you may take to all these sadhanas, moksha is not possible. You know how long even if you take? Brahma shatantarepi. Even if you take to all the rest of the sadhanas other than Atmaika Jnana, for Brahma Shatantara, you know what is Brahma Shatantara? Lifespan of 100 Brahmajis, or what are called as Hiranyagarbha. What is the human maximum lifespan supposed to be? One may or may not. 100 years. But which 100 years? 100 human years. Do you know the duration of one lifespan of Brahmaji? I will give you some data. You calculate at home. Don't calculate here. You know yugas, Chaturyuga. Which yuga is going on? We are in which yuga? Kali Yuga. Do you know what is the span of Kali Yuga? Only 4,32,000 years. Out of which hardly 6,000 years have elapsed. Actually, Kali Yuga is at the very beginning stage, and yet you are seeing what is going on, adharma that is going on. So that is a 4. See, after Mahabharata war, when Lord Krishna laid down the body, Kali Yuga, that is what Dharmaraja was alarmed. You know, Dharmaraj said, how he came to know? He said, people are locking the house. See, earlier house were not being locked, no thief was there. Now they have started the locking the thing. Other thing was, the cow is refusing the what? The suckling to the calf. Ladies are behaving in a manner they this is the observation of who Dharmaraja. Ladies are behaving in the manner they are not supposed to behave because the social what status is in the hands of women only. Who bring up the children? On whom the nation depends? The future citizen. Who brings up the future citizen? The mothers. They have got a great responsibility. So that is the case. That is the. So since then it started. So hardly 6,000 years. Anyway, Kali Yuga it goes on doubling. Then Dwapara, Treta, and Satya Yuga. All these together put together. In between, Sandhi period is there. Sandhi period means an intervening gap between the two yugas. All these put together, 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali Yuga, all together constitute 43,20,000 years. 43,20,000 years. This is together is called Chatur Yuga. One Chatur Yuga. Or also it is called Divya Varsha. Not our Varsha, it is Divya Varsha. Right? So we have got one unit now. What is the unit? Divya Varsha or Chatur Yuga comprising 4 yugas consisting of 43,20,000 human years. Such 1,000 Divya Varshas or 1,000 Chatur Yugas constitute 1 day of Hiranyagarbha Brahmaji. 1 day or not night, 12 hours. Because see, day means what? Day and night. 12 hours, 24 hours. This is not 24 hours, only 12 hours. So therefore, so that in the case, 1 day of Brahmaji is only 864 crores human years. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu. Lord Krishna. Don't think I have given from somewhere. This is from Manusmriti and also Lord Krishna says that Sahasra Yuga in Bhagavad Gita, Yuga stands for Chatur Yuga. It stands for Chatur Yuga, 1 Divya Varsha. So 1,000 Chatur Yugas, 1,000 Divya Varshas constituted Ahaha. Aha means 1 day of who? Brahmaji. No, not 1 day, yes, day. Day and night put together, and this is what is called as Kalpa. You have heard no Kalpa? A day of Brahmaji or Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is at subtle level. Same Hiranyagarbha when wields the physical body is the one of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So we call Brahmaji. Now why the Brahmaji? Because you should not mistake with Brahman. Sanskrit no problem. Brahman, what you call, the all-pervasive chaitanya, you call Brahma, neuter word. Brahma, masculine word, stands for what we call Brahmaji. Better G added so that no confusion is there as such. So therefore, say Brahma. So this is what is there. Now day and night of Brahmaji, we see, you know what happens after the Kalpa is over, day is over? What do you do after the day is over? Your day gets over at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. also. Afterwards, what do you do? Sleep. Now, Brahmaji has to sleep or not? Huh? You know what happens when Brahmaji sleeps? Kalpa, that is the creation totally gets dissolved. Pralaya. You can't say, Brahmaji, you have worked so hard for one kalpa, you sleep, but we will mind our own business. No. No Panchamahabhutas, no creation, no embodiment. So everything in the state of stupor, in the state of mere prakriti, unmanifest condition. Fine? Now, this is 1 day of Brahma, day and night, 864 crores human years. Such 360 days constitute one Brahmavarsha. One Brahmavarsha. You know how many? They are 31 lakhs. No, not 31 lakhs. 3 lakhs 11,040, then add crores. 3 lakhs 11,040 crores. The human years is one Brahmavarsha. And do you know what is the lifespan of Brahmaji? Only 120 Brahmavarsha. You calculate further, okay? Now, like this, Brahma Shatantarepi, even in the lifespan of 100 Brahmajis, if you don't, unless you gain the Atma Jnana, you may take to all religious practices, it is not possible to gain the moksha. It is only to highlight the impossibility of gaining the knowledge, gaining the moksha without Atma Jnana. You know what happens? But don't think that these have no relevance. What for these practices are there will be told afterwards. But they by themselves cannot confer moksha. How do you say so? Shankaracharya corroborates his statement based on Upanishads.
Amrutatvasya nashasti vittene teva vishrutihi praviti karmano muktene ahetutvam sputam yataha amrutatvasya nashasti vittene teva vishrutihi praviti karmano muktene ahetutvam sputam yataha
Amrutatvasya na asha asti iti Shruti braviti. Shruti, Upanishad, declares. Braviti means tells. Tells means declares. What is a vittena? Vittena literally means by wealth. Now here, by wealth means by karma that are accomplished by wealth. Vaidika karma need lots of money. If one has to do yaga, there are many samagris which are there. When Atirudra yaga was made, do you know how many? It requires neem wood. You know how much? 800 tons. So like that. Again, the oblations, either you do or you don't do, you can't have compromise. Ghee is costly, let us offer what? Dalda. He said, Dalda is there nowadays or something else has come? Is that still there? Okay. So that is it. You can't say. You don't do that. But if you have to do, you do it as told in the Vedas. So therefore, vittena means vitta sadhya karmana. Not simply by wealth, by the karmas which are accomplished by vitta, the money. So that is by karmas that are accomplished by vitta, amrutatvasya asha nasti. There is no hope whatsoever of gaining amrutatva. You know what is amrutatva? Immortality means state of deathlessness. When it is possible. So long as body is there, death is bound to be there. We have to discover our true nature which is free from death. Chaitanya Swarupa Atma has no birth, has no death. So that direct cognition, that is the one, that is the state of deathlessness. So therefore, amrutatvasya asha, there is no hope whatsoever of gaining amrita. Vittena iti hi shutihi. Which shruti? Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manashuhu. Na karmana. By karma you can't gain amrutatva. Na dhanena. Na karmana na prajaya. Not by having progeny. Progeny also is a part of karma only as such. Not by progeny. Na karmana na prajaya. Na dhane. Dhanena is there. That na has to be brought there. Not by wealth. Na dhanena amrutatva manashu. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena jnanena amrut tyage naike amrutatva manashu. Tyage naike. Tyaga, by giving up all this. Giving up all this means simply giving up is not going to give you the knowledge. You have to gain the Atma Jnana. So that is how it is. Na karmana. That is what who says? Vittena itihi shutihi braviti. What does it tell? Karmana karmanaha muktehi ahetutvam sputam braviti. Sputam braviti tells very clearly. So what is clearly? That by karma, amrutatva, moksha, immortality cannot be hoped at all. Yataha, because Shruti says by vitta sadhya karma, moksha is not possible. Therefore, connected to the first earlier stanza, if atmaika jnana is not gained, even after hundreds lifespan of Brahmaji, it is impossible to gain the moksha by these means like patantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha. So therefore what is to be done now? We should put forth the effort to gain the moksha. For that what is necessary? Atmaika jnana. So that should be taken to, and rest all should be relegated to the back.
Ato vimukyai prayateta vidvan sanyastavahyata sukaskrutasan santam mahantam samupetya deshikam teno सन्तं महान्तं समुपेत्य देशिकम् तेनोपदिष्टार्थ समाहितात्मा
We'll take next time as